Welcome to the 99th episode of the Meeple Society, a podcast about board games hosted by two longtime role players turned avid board gamers. My name is Katie.
I'm Greg.
On this episode, we are talking games and not much else, actually. We are going to go where no man has gone before, then where no sane man wants to go, and finally, well, we're going to make some cheese. But first,
heck, we're going to talk about some games. Let's skip all the pleasantries. We'll do all that on the next one.
There you go. We got plenty of pleasantries planned for the 100. Let's just talk some games today.
Yep.
Okay. Well, first, I guess I will start off with...
You can start off.
I can start off? Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. All right. So we actually just finished up a game of Star Trek Ascendancy, like less than an hour ago. All right, maybe an hour and a half if you count dinner in. But Star Trek Ascendancy, the base game, came out in 2016, was published by Gale Force 9, designed by Aaron Dill, John Kowaleski, and Sean Swigart. I'm proud of myself. Art by Katie Dillon and Charles Woods. This plays, well, the base game played exactly 3 players when it first came out. It now has multiple other races involved, and you can play a lot more than just 3. Plays in roughly 180 minutes. It breaks down to about an hour per player.
It's about an hour.
Yeah,
piece.
It breaks down to an hour per player. Ages 14 and up. Okay, so Star Trek Ascendancy. We just finished a 5-player game.
Yes.
With good friends of ours, Doug and Sarah and Brandon. And okay, so basis of Star Trek Ascendancy. Now, there are 2 different rule sets out there. I will say that right off the bat. We were using the new rules that are coming out with the new GameFound Kickstarter. Now, mind you, that isn't out yet, but that is the rules that are being used on the online servers.
We had the rule set, yeah.
We did have the rule set, yes. So that's what we were using whenever possible. There were a couple things we had to revert back to the old rules just because of what we have, the product we have. But for the most part,
we tried to stay
true
to the new version. Because
right.
we didn't have a complete brand new version. It's still being revised.
Right. So if there was ever a question we couldn't find it, we went back to the original rules for it. And I honestly cannot even think of
what seemed correct in what we were doing.
Right. With Star Trek Ascendancy, you are taking on one of the major races. Now, in the base game, it was the Federation, it was the Klingons, and the Romulans. Those were the main, the original 3.
Yes.
Since then, Gale Force 9 has added, oh my gosh, the Vulcans, the Breen, the Cardassians, the Ferengi, the
Dominion,
and I thought there was at least one more.
It is the little blue guys with the antennas, Andorians.
The Andorians.
I'm not a Star Trekkie or a Trekkie, so
no, you're fine. I just don't know all the races very well because I did not watch anything past the original series and Voyager, and I only watched a few of all the others. I've never watched all of them.
Yeah.
So the whole point of Star Trek Ascendancy is that you are starting out with your home world. With the new rules, you actually start off with a couple other planets. You start off with a home system of that produces up to 8 resources, or produces exactly 8 resources, I should say. And the roll of the dice and what comes off the top of the planetary stack is what you get.
Mm-hmm.
So you're starting off with your home system, and then eventually you are expanding out and connecting with everybody else on the table. There is always a stack of more planetary systems and singularities, or what is the word for it? Not singularity, phenomena that will come out as the game goes on and are attached by space lanes to wherever you're coming off of. The ultimate goal being to get 5 Ascendancy, which is built with culture and that, or to take over 2 homeworlds in addition to your own. Don't get me wrong, there's a ton of extra stuff thrown in there, but that is the basis of the game.
Yeah.
And
the connecting the planets at the beginning of the game is new to new rule set.
It is, because when the game starts,
it kind of speeds the game up a little bit, so it doesn't just drag along.
Yes.
And the world goes everywhere.
Yes. No, the original, now with the new rules, you end up with a big circle on the table with everybody's home systems separated by one or more planets, depending on how big. Now, we had a pretty large table.
Yeah.
So there were a couple spaces where we had 2 planets, 2 or even 3 planets just separating homeworlds.
Yeah.
And that was fine. It still did not take long. I think it took a full 3 rounds before everybody was connected, more or less.
Mm-hmm.
We had a lot of phenomena out there separating systems. But I'm not going to go into a full rule breakdown because, quite frankly, we'd be here all night.
Yes.
So, with all that being said, I played the Federation.
Mm-hmm.
The Federation cannot attack homeworlds, cannot attack systems, basically. So I don't even have the option of going in and taking over somebody's homeworld.
No, you don't.
I can't because I cannot attack a planet.
Right. You can attack the ships in the
I
air,
can attack
but
the
you can't
ships in
take
the
the
air,
planet.
especially when the Klingons keep attacking me.
And
Just saying.
not even with hegemony? You couldn't do that with hegemony?
No, I could hegemonize stuff, but I
Okay.
cannot attack a planet.
Okay.
So yes, I guess I could have done that with that one
Yeah, you
system
could
of
have
Doug's.
hegemonized
I
it.
forgot about the hegemonize option because I even got bonuses with that. That was one of my starting bonuses. Oh well,
Well,
too
there you
late
go.
now.
Yeah.
I
Well, by the
wouldn't- it
time,
wouldn't
by the
have won
time you
the
got that, it
game.
would not have changed the
No,
outcome
that
of
was
this
2
game.
turns before the end of the game. I
Yeah.
would not have gotten anywhere with it. All I would have done is taken something away from Doug.
Yeah, if you got points per area you had, then
Then
yeah.
that would
but,
have been different, but no. So anyway, I played the Federation. You played the Breen
yeah,
and
the
kind of kept to
first
yourself.
time Breen's been played too
Yes,
with ours. And,
yes. This is the first
well,
time
it
the
tells you
Vulcans
the
have been
Breen
played
tells
too.
you that the Breen tells you that they are secretive.
Mhm,
They keep to themselves as much as possible,
mhm.
and they don't like to leave their territory. But their territory consists of anything, anybody basically that is adjacent to them, that's not separated by a phenomenon.
Which ironically, your area was totally separated by phenomena.
by all phenomena.
So
And the
technically,
two
there was
areas,
nobody else connected
yeah,
to you.
there was 3 areas you could have got into it going around them, but
Yeah.
2 of them are already cut off because they already had too many space lanes, and the other one's in a corner hiding,
Yeah,
and you guys couldn't find it. And then I
No.
put the last planet out though.
yeah.
So, but yeah, so I was kind of playing them the way they need to be.
Yes, yes. And you ended up winning
Mm-hmm.
with five ascendancy.
I won an ascendancy victory.
Right. I want to say we played, I think 5 rounds. I want to say we
Kinda
played
more
5
than that,
full.
didn't we?
No, because I never got back to being last player. Remember, the turn order goes
That's true,
around the
because
table.
no, I think we played 6 because I don't think the first one I got an ascendancy on. I think
No,
there
you
was
start the game with an ascendancy.
no. I meant got my second one. I don't think I got it on the second round. I think it was the third round before I finally had all 5 of those out to get them.
I could have
Because
sworn.
you can't get them because the last one of the 5 because the planets have nodes on them, and I had 5 planets that had the what is it
culture.
called? The culture node on it, but I didn't get it till the end of the first round
Right. So
to build
round
it.
1,
So
you
the next-
started with 1.
yes, I know that. Round 2, I didn't get enough culture for it.
I
It
could've
wasn't
sworn
until
you
after that.
did.
It was the third round when I started to get them. I went 1 round without getting an ascendancy because I didn't have all 5 of them then. It wasn't until like the third round.
I could have sworn it was the end of the second round.
Oh, no,
that you
because how
got
would I
it.
have done that?
I don't know.
I had to build one.
No,
and
I
would not
know.
have gotten it at
But
the
what I'm
beginning.
saying is that we started off when I was last player.
Yes.
I never was last player again because the turn orders, literally the cards just rotated around the table. So I started off as last player, and then I was second player, and then I was first player, and then I was third player, and I ended the game being fourth player. I was never last player again. So we played 5 rounds because Doug ended the game. When Doug ended the game,
Okay.
he was 5th player.
Oh, well, maybe when I hegemonized them, they.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know how you did it, but you ended up in just 5 rounds
Yeah.
with the one we started with. But anyway, so
Might have to be up for review. Did I
did you
do something we didn't
wrong?
know? Or
Oh, in which case Brandon might have come back.
well,
and
I
won it,
think.
but I think
Well, it may have been that I could have. Well, no, I never had to hegemonize anything.
no, you had
I took it the culture building it basically
Yeah.
during the building round is when I got them.
right.
Did that round? Did I build 2 of them? And you're
might
only
have.
supposed to be able to build one, right?
You can build multiple nodes. You can
Okay,
only
well then-
colonize once.
Right. That's what I meant by the colonize.
Yeah.
Did I colonize twice
Oh, I
on
don't
that
know.
first round
Maybe.
and get it for the second round?
Maybe. I don't know.
And
Doug
but
did
I
the
think
same.
by
I
the time-
think
by the
all
time
of
we-
us did
yeah,
it
I
at
think
least
we
once
did that
before we
once.
realized
Yeah.
that we couldn't do
and
it.
that's when Brandon found the rule and said, "Hey, you can only do it once on your round."
Yeah, maybe
Okay.
that's it. Anyway, doesn't matter.
It's legit.
The end result would have been the same.
Yes.
So
Just one more round.
right. Okay, so I played the Federation. You played the Breen.
Yes.
The Vulcans. This was the first time the Vulcans had been played.
Yes.
And Brandon played them. They have a
They're
completely
interesting.
different rule set. Instead of winning with an Ascendancy victory, they have to pull 2 goal cards, one of which is face up, and we all know what it is.
And
The
was
other
a
is face
secret
down,
agenda.
and nobody knows what it is except for the Vulcan
So
player.
their secret agenda.
Yes. And he has to attain one of those 2 agendas. If he has attained it on his turn, he wins the game instantly. You don't
Yes.
finish the round. You don't have to start the next round with that win, that
Yes.
Ascendancy victory.
His secret one. Did you see what his secret one?
To have 8
Hate
Ascendancy.
ascendancy, but he was spending ascendancy to do things.
Exactly. So he probably could have gotten that one done if he had not been spending Ascendancy.
Yeah,
But
because he
who
started
knows?
with the 3.
Yeah. But then again, it would have been harder for him to colonize and do everything if he wasn't spending the Ascendancy to
Right.
do it.
And that's what made it easier on him.
Yes. So, all right. So in addition to that, we also played, Sarah played the Romulans.
Yes.
And Doug played the Klingons. Now, those are both base game
Yes.
areas. And of course, I think they are both very, very common knowledge
Mhm.
type thing. They've been in the Star Trek world for a very long time.
Now, with that, the way we originally were going to set up on the table, I was going to be between you and Doug, which would have
Yes.
been put the Breen between the Klingons and the
Federation.
Federation. And the Klingons and the Breen don't like it
No.
because the Breen wiped out the Klingons.
According to
before.
the history we have, they wiped out the Klingons.
So y'all made me move to the other end of the table.
We
I said,
did.
okay,
Well,
that's
and
fine.
It was a space thing too. It was just a having the space to
Yeah,
move around
yeah.
too. 'Cause
But
we
I was
were
like,
kinda-
I was totally fine with that.
Yep.
We got me away from Doug because I knew Doug was going to be attack
Yes.
whenever
Instead,
he
he
could.
attacked me.
But he was the Klingon.
He was
so
the Klingons. He
that's
played
what-
it right.
that's what they
He
do.
absolutely played it right.
And then I knew Sarah and Brandon. Brandon had his own agenda being the Vulcans,
Yes.
and I don't think that it meant by attacking me.
The Vulcans don't typically attack.
And
so-
Sarah was totally against attacking, even though they were the Romulans.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I'm not a Trekkie, so I'm not quite sure of the Romulan culture.
The Romulan
Do they attack
culture,
a lot?
and
or-
again, I'm not a Trekkie. I do enjoy Star Trek, but I don't know the full
correct
history of the
Yes.
world. But the Romulans and Vulcans are related.
Yes, I knew that.
Yes, they are related. Whereas the Vulcans went peaceful, the Romulans
Yeah,
did
because if
not.
you look at the original series, they both looked a lot alike.
Yes.
Except for the
So-
Vulcans, I think. Which one looked meaner? One
The
of them looked
Romulans.
meaner. The Romulans
The
looked meaner?
Romulans, yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, I know that they are genetically related,
Right.
but I don't remember. I don't
Okay.
remember.
So they're
the whole
not
story.
a violent one.
They are. No, they
Okay.
are. They chose the path of war instead of the path of
Okay.
peace, like the Vulcans did. So yeah.
Mhm.
Um,
Unlike mine, it even says in the description that they're a violent race.
Yes. There were 2 peaceful races in the group and 3 not peaceful races in the group. So
Well,
just-
one
just saying.
science race and then
Yes.
2 war claiming.
Yeah.
War
Okay.
claiming groups there.
Yeah.
But they were far enough apart from each other.
Yes. All in all, it was a very enjoyable game.
Mhm.
Now, as you all probably remember, we talked about the Borg. We did show them the Borg expansion. We did not play it.
Right.
So, but I would not mind trying the Borg expansion with a
With
full
everybody?
group. With
so
a
they don't
larger
just
group.
go after you?
So they don't just come after me.
Because you were the closest one?
Yes.
Now, also in there, we kind of had our own little Borg thing going on there, if you want to look at it this way, because Doug and Sarah played. We've talked about Doug and Sarah. They come over for our cooperative Sundays.
Yes.
And for cooperative Sundays for a reason.
Yes.
Because as they explained it to Brandon, They can't even play checkers together anymore.
Without a fight, yes. And they were arguing about, and they weren't arguing.
No.
They were both laughing about it.
They were having heated debates about their clans, and Doug's
were.
like, or
Brandon's
makes so
like,
much different.
I understand the checkers now.
Yes, that's what it was. Yeah, checkers make sense now.
Yeah,
that's
checkers make sense now. That's what it was. Yeah, it was good. But all in all, a great game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to getting the full Kickstarter and being able to play it again. We've already decided that Doug and Sarah are both on board for playing again. Brandon sounds like he is on board for playing anytime we want to play.
Yeah.
So yeah, I am looking forward to getting my cube and my Enterprise.
In the new one, you said, oh, there they are. There's
three new
races.
civilizations.
So it's the Terran, the Gorn, and the Tholian.
Tholian.
I'm sorry if we've pronounced that right.
I don't know.
Pronounced it right. I'm sorry we pronounced it right. If we pronounced
Right.
it wrong, because like I said, we're not Trekkies.
No. I've seen all the movies.
We like
even the
we
new
like
ones.
watching some of the movies.
Yeah, I like the movies.
Just like Star Wars. We like watching the movies, but
I
we
don't
are
know
so
anything
engrossed in
beyond
Star
the
Wars that we
history.
know everything about Star Wars either. So
No, we are not.
I think
yeah.
we know. I think I know a little bit more about Star Wars than Star Trek. But
Yeah, no.
and to say those in two same words sometimes might be reason for battle. You know.
Yep. All right, but anyway, that is our experiences, short and sweet, of Star Trek Ascendancy. I had a much better game than I did against the Borg.
Yes, and we already told them, Brandon, Doug, and Sarah, when we get the new one in,
absolutely,
we'll
break
give
it
them a
out
ring
and play
and
it
break it out
again.
again, and with all the new rules for the base game and all the expansion rules.
We
for
can
all
try
the new,
some new factions.
Yeah, we'll have new factions.
Because we even have two
Although I
that
think
we
I'll
did
bring the
not
brain
play.
again.
Well, we had two that we didn't even break out because
The rule sets for them weren't quite
weren't
finished
complete.
off for
They
the
didn't,
new stuff.
right? And that was the Cardassians and the Ferengi.
Yeah.
So we didn't even put those into the mix. And Sarah wants to be the Ferengi, which does not surprise me. I know.
No.
Anyway, so yeah, I very much enjoyed it. I'm happy that I shouldn't say I'm happy we've invested this much money in it, but I'm happy that we.
It all started off
Enjoy it.
as this is the ultimate rabbit hole that we've had so far.
Yes, this is our biggest rabbit hole.
Other than Legendary and Marvel Champions.
Yeah, we stopped buying that
And
stuff a long
Zombicide.
time ago, though.
But this
Right.
one started off as a $20 game.
Yes.
Well, we stopped buying the Champions because we weren't playing it,
Yeah.
but we could if we had more time.
Right.
Maybe after, like I said, maybe after we get all the playing through our
The
collection
series
stuff done.
Yeah, maybe.
What was I saying?
Rabbit hole.
Oh, the rabbit hole. Yes. This is a big rabbit hole because, like I
Mhm.
said, it started it off at $20. We bought the base
Yes.
game for $20 at a garage sale.
Yes. Brand new, unopened.
And then we proceeded to buy expansion after
but yeah,
expansion
then
after
I wanted-
expansion and the upgraded pieces.
I
Well,
wanted
not really
the extra,
upgraded pieces,
the
but
ship pieces.
Yes.
And then, look, they have dice sets for each faction. Okay, let's grab those dice sets. No problem.
Yep.
Then you had to buy the space stations. And then, look, there's an expansion for the Vulcans. We'll have to get that. And now I need the extra ships for that one. And I need the dice for that one. And, they don't even have space stations. Okay, great. I can save myself $10.
then there's the Endurians.
And then there's the Andorians. And then there's the Breen. And
the Dominion. Although the Dominion and the Breen, I think, is the ones that Jeff gave us.
yes.
And then we got the board because we heard it played 2-player.
Right. It made a 2-player cooperative game. Fantastic. It's a very hard 2-player cooperative game.
Hard's not the word for it.
And it's not even fully cooperative. It's semi-cooperative.
It's
You can still
semi-cooperative.
attack each
Yes.
other.
Yes.
You just have a common goal of attacking the Borg.
Yes. But in a 2-player game, it might as well just be cooperative because you're both going to attack because you're not going to attack each other and weaken yourselves.
You don't have time to attack each other.
because the Borg usually comes pretty quick.
Yeah. But anyway, enough of that. Fantastic game. Would love to play it again. We had a great time.
So last weekend, we had what was called our horror night. It was the night after Halloween because we
Right.
couldn't quite get it done before Halloween.
Nope.
We had a day of horror games, which we originally had like 16 to 20 people coming, and
Yeah.
not everybody showed up.
We ended
Is
up
it-
with a total of 10 people here.
Yeah, because Chad, one of our friends from BGI, came over. He had a couple copies of the thing and would love to have gotten more copies going, more of the game going at different tables. He would have loved that. If you ever been to Gen Con and played the thing at Gen Con, it's liable that Chad taught you the game
Right.
because that's what he does at Gen Con is teaches,
You
plays
gonna,
the
you gonna
thing.
do the basics for the
No, I don't do that.
thing? You want me to do it?
Sure.
Oh, Lord. I just looked at names. Maybe I shouldn't have volunteered for this. All right. So The Thing, the board game, this version of it, I guess there are 2 different games called The Thing.
Yes, there is.
Based on this movie.
Yes.
But
There's
this,
a black box and a white box.
yes,
This is the black box.
This is the black box. Came out in 2022. This was published by Pendragon Game Studio, I guess. Okay. Designed by Giuseppe Cicero and Andrea Crespi. Art by David Corsi and Riccardo Crosa. Not too shabby. Okay. Plays 1 to 8 players. You can play this solo. Who's the thing if you're playing solo?
That would be weird.
Anyway, yep, you know exactly who he is. Anyway, 60 to 90 minutes. I'd have to argue that.
Yeah.
Ages 14 and up.
Well, the 60, 90 minutes is going to be how much
Teach?
discussion you... Well, yeah. Well, the teach was 45 minutes.
I know. The teach was 45 minutes.
The
gameplay was 3 hours.
Yeah, and Chad did a fabulous job at the teach.
He did.
By the time he got done with the teach, I looked at him like, I think.
Yeah.
And then by the time the game started, when we started, it was like, I get it.
Yeah. Now, before you start explaining, I did not play in this.
No, you did not.
This type of social deduction games as a whole, I do not enjoy in the least.
Yeah.
That being said, I listened to a lot of this as I was just piddling around the house.
Yeah.
And the 10th person who was here, there was 8 of you playing plus me and then one other guy. And when he had to leave, he had to take off about 6:30, 6:45, something like that. That's one reason he didn't play.
Right.
And once he left, I was just flittering around the house, cleaning up and putting some things away and whatnot. And doing I did a little bit of edit. No, I don't think I even pulled out my editing. No, okay. I was just cleaning up. I did get online and enter games into the database and things like that. But I was listening to a lot of it from where I was at in the game room because you guys were out in the dining room on the big table. And everything I was hearing, I was cracking up at. So it was just the discussion was fantastic. Yeah. It was so interactive.
So yeah, so this game, the categories say it's a deduction, horror, movie /TV /radio theme, science fiction. And the mechanisms were hidden roles, semi-cooperative, trader, and voting. Which it has everything in that, and you see it
and more.
Yeah, and more. You see everything in this game. So, how do you play this game? You are a group of people stranded on Outpost 31 in the Arctic, I think it is.
Yes. Arctic or Antarctic?
Yeah.
Antarctic.
And you know there is a thing that has affected somebody in this party, possibly, and trying to affect everybody, basically. So, your goal of this game is to get away from this base, basically, get out. Yeah. There is a helicopter that's broke down, so you have to fix it. There's a snowcat you could get away on. It's broke, to fix it because the thing has already destroyed those.
Okay.
So let me go with the board. What's on the board? The different places. So what are you doing on your turn? You are starting in the meeting room in pretty much in one corner of the board. Everybody starts there. Everybody will, let me start back farther even. The beginning of the game, everybody is dealt a roll card.
Okay.
There is one thing card in the whole thing. You're going to take the card, look at it. You're already going to have one card. They're going to give you the second card. And now you're going to take, if you are the thing, you put it on top of your player board, you slide the other one underneath. If you're not the thing, you won't have a thing card. You'll have 2 player cards. So you just put one on top, one underneath. So everybody looks the same.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why that's important here in a second when I start telling you how things turns out. Now, in the game, like I said, you start off in a conference room and you end the round in the conference room. So at the beginning of the turn, everybody goes and decides where they're going to go. There is one person that's already been deemed the team leader, and at the beginning of the game, it's the person who last seen the movie The Thing. And one of the guys said that he had seen it 10 years ago.
Oh, my goodness.
I remember seeing it, but it was in like 82 or 88, whenever this part of this film that this one's based on came out of.
Gotcha.
Anyway, so you have a leader and everything, and I'll tell you what this leader's job is here in just a second. But you have different rooms to go to. So in the rooms, you have a weather room. This is where you can go there and roll a dice for the weather to get an idea of what the weather could be. Because at the end of the round, you're also rolling the dice again to determine the weather. And the weather has determinations on how other things are affected in the thing. There is a player that that's their specialty. They get to roll 2 dice when they're in the weather room. Then there is the bunkhouse where you go. If you go there, you go take a nap. You have your adult cards. And if none of the cards you got you like, they could be detrimental. Yeah.
Detrimental?
Yeah.
That word?
Anyway, if they're not going to be able to help with the party, you can go there, go to sleep, and then you just discard your hand and get 3 new cards on the next round.
Okay.
That's all you do in that room. You get rid of your cards. Now you're going to raise suspicion because you did that, but I'll get a suspicion here in just a second.
Okay.
There are a couple red rooms on the board. They don't mean anything. They're just to hold extra stuff. There is a radio room that has like 8 fixed ticket tokens. They're like little circles with a white X in red that you have to go to fix the radio. The radio, once you get it fixed, you can call for the next chopper to come and get you.
Okay.
And then there's a whole other board that fires up for that to show where the chopper's at. There is a supply room. In the supply room, you get a wire. The main thing you're looking for is a copper wire. I'll put a pin there, come back to that when that means something. There is, like I said, there is the snowcat outside to fix. There is the broken down chopper outside to fix. You're fixing those with barrels of oil. You have a limited thing of oil, and those are going to be done with other things as well. There is a food pantry / kitchen. Oh, let me go back. The radio room repair, there is another guy who gets to repair 2 things at one time, so it's a good thing for him to do. The supply room has another one of the characters. Their specialty thing is to go in and look into the supply, and they'll be able to pull up 2 cards instead of just 1. And the kitchen, there is a cook, and if anybody goes in there and cooks, it's going to take 4 food. If he goes in to cook, it only uses up 1. There is a furnace room that anybody can go in if it needs repaired. The guy who can do the repair goods should be in there, but anybody can go in there, and what you're doing is you're putting oil into the furnace. Because at the end of the round, when the weather dice comes out, it's going to tell you, depending on what the weather is, how much fuel you're going to burn in that fuel furnace. If you don't have enough fuel in the furnace, you're going to damage it for every oil barrel you're missing. Then there's the electrical panel grid that also has oil that you have to put in there and do the same thing. You go there, you put oil in there to make sure you have enough oil for when the weather comes. If it doesn't have enough oil, it gets damaged. And if it gets a certain amount of damage, they're done. Then there is a weapons room that you can go to. Now, the character one of the main characters in the movie, played by Kurt Russell. I can't for some reason the name of the character is slipping my mind.
I could tell you because I wrote down what everybody played or who everybody played.
Okay, well, I'll get to that.
Okay, it was McCready.
Yeah, McCready, and that was Chad.
Yes.
He got to pick extra cards while he's there.
Okay.
For searching for weapons. And what you're looking for there is a flamethrower. I'm going to take the pin out of the wire now, because with the flamethrower and the wire, you can test anybody with it.
That seems very painful and dangerous.
Yes, but the thing doesn't like fire or electricity, I guess.
I don't think
know.
most humans want to be touched with that
I don't know exactly how
okay.
dramatic that part is, but I have a feeling it's in the movie someplace that they put it in the game.
Be, yeah.
And then there is a lab. The lab, you go and get tests, normal tests. Not, here's a flamethrower and a copper wire, put them together, and I'm going to test you. So on your turn, you're going to go out and go to one of those rooms. If you go to a room, there is a kennel. Nobody goes in the kennel. That's where the dogs are at. The dogs start out in the outpost loose.
Okay.
The dogs can also be contagious.
Yes, there was like a 1 in 8 or 1 in 9 chance they were infected.
Yeah,
You
there was
pull
like
it out of a bag or something like that?
two infection tokens out of 9, I believe, that was
Okay,
in the
so
bag
2
that
and 9.
you're,
Okay.
that you're pulling out. So if you go into another room with somebody else, your suspicion marker raises up 1 on the suspicion track. And you have to put 2 of your tokens in, with the other person puts 2 of their tokens in, and then you take 1 of theirs, they take 1 of yours. Now, if you're human, you're just putting 2 tokens out there that has human on it, face down. Nobody knows what they are. If you're infected, you're putting an infected token out there with it, because you start the game with 2 human tokens, 1 infected token.
Oh, okay.
So when you go in that room together and you go in a room with an infected person, that infected person's going to infect you, because that's their whole point of the game, is infect everybody or escape, one of the two. So when you go in there, you're like, oh, okay, it's human. But you don't show anybody. And what you do is you go back to your player card. Remember how you said you had your card on top of your player board and 1 underneath? Pull them back out, put them under the table, pick the card you need, and now put that one on top. So every turn when somebody does that, it doesn't look suspicious if you're like, oh, okay. It's like, well, whatever you were, you're still that then, because you never changed cards out.
Right.
So, but you got to change them out every turn.
That makes sense.
So it just keeps the suspicion going.
The suspense going.
The suspense, that's what it, well, suspicion too.
Both. Okay.
Fair. If you go into a room with a dog, you got to pull out of the bag. But if you go in a room with 2 of you go in a room with a dog, now the dog goes back to the kennel.
Okay.
And then at the beginning of the round, when the kennel cards come out or the dog cards come out and says what room they are in, the kennel card comes out as well. And if you pull the kennel card out, the dogs that are in the kennels are all loose again.
Smart dogs.
So it's weird.
Well, the thing got in there and let them loose.
Right. Okay. So you're going out, you're doing your jobs, you're coming back. Now, when you all get back into the meeting room, now it's discussion time. Who are you going to say is who are you going to be? Who's suspicious? Who you think could be it? And everybody votes, and it's that whole thing: 1, 2, 3, and you point at who you think could be the thing.
I hate that mechanism.
If you get for every vote you get, you go up the suspicion track that much farther.
Sure.
And then at that point, if you have tests, the real test, not the flamethrower test. If you have real tests, but I guess you could do the flamethrower thing too.
Well, sure.
Flamethrower. The flamethrower comes with 6 jugs of gasoline. So you only have 6 uses.
Jeez.
You get done with that, you have to go back and try and find another flamethrower. Our game, we never got it. So now, if you have any tests, now you can take the test and you test the person who's the farthest up the suspicion track.
That makes sense.
And that person has no choice. They have to reveal what they are. If they're human, okay, they're human. Okay, everybody, you know they're human. And he goes back. That person will go to the bottom of the suspicion track. If he's alien, now he's alien. He takes his player card and pushes it to the side. And now he gets the alien card with all the alien powers on it for the thing. And then there's 3 little miniatures that's going to be running around the board chasing you now. But it behooves the thing to just try and infect people and get out of there and try not to bring suspicion to everybody. So this game, like I said, it has been so long since I've seen this. Oh, let me tell you the weather dice. So if somebody went through the weather room, especially if it was Mary's character that went to, who was the weather specialist, basically.
Mary of Doug and
Mary from Quapple Nerds.
Yeah, well, you've heard us talk about Mary many times.
So she was every time she got to go, she could roll 2 dice, and she was going there a lot. She was our weather person. She was going after the weather. I went into a room with her once at the beginning of the game, and that's what got my suspicion all of a sudden going. And then I started going to rooms with Doug, and then me and Doug was the biggest. You
guys had the
person out there that
everybody was for sure. It was one of you.
Was very suspicious of us.
The other, yeah.
Anyway, but Mary kept going to the weather, so we would get a chance to see 3 different dice to figure out what the weather we wanted. Well, we had one sunny day. That was the first time she rolled. The rest of the time it was cloudy or stormy, which we were losing oil. The other use of the flamethrower.
Yeah.
You could use it if there was a room you didn't need anymore. Like, say you fixed the radio, you called the radio, called for the chopper. You no longer need to go to that room because the call's already out.
Okay.
It doesn't matter if it gets broke again.
Okay.
You could take the flamethrower and catch that room on fire to keep the heat going.
Oh, okay. I was
If
gonna
the
say,
furnace
what
went out.
is the point of this?
If,
But
if the furnace went out, you need somehow to
feel
keep warm,
like-
or you're going to freeze to death.
I feel like thematically, that could be more dangerous than just freezing
Right?
to death.
And
You're
there is a
setting
chart.
the base on fire.
And if I'm not mistaken, there is a chart that shows you freezing, and after a certain amount of time, y'all die.
okay, I guess it's worth the risk not to freeze to death.
Right. And like I said, when you call the chopper out, another one comes in, and it shows at the bottom of a card. I'm trying to remember where it's at and where it came up at, but there is a card. I think it might have been on the weather card. Oh yeah, on the weather dice. Where is that? It'll tell you how far to move the oil barrel on that track and how far to move the chopper. You want the chopper to get to the end of the card first. That means it arrived. If the oil gets to the end before the chopper does, chopper crashed. The chopper's not coming.
That's not
Now
good.
we're sunk. Now we're going to have to try and fix everything else, but we've pretty much used up all the oil, keeping the electrical on and the furnace on for as long as we could. We're going to die. So this game, like I said, this game was so much fun. The debates we were having in this game.
Oh, I could hear you guys from the other room, and it was hysterical.
I mean, at first it was, what was his name? Paul or Daniel? I can't remember the one guy there that I really didn't know.
Felix.
No, Felix was me and Felix
you
was
mean
debating
Ben?
a lot. Ben, yes, Ben. That was his name. He drew suspicion first because Felix was, his nickname was Windows. He was the one that did the fixing really good. That he could repair two things at one time.
Okay.
Get two repairs in. The first round, he went to the radio to repair the radio. And Ben gave him a sabotage card because each round you're playing a card. You have to play a card. And it could be a fix. It could be an action card, I guess is what it was. It had a different name to it. It meant you get to do the action there, not just repair.
Okay.
Like if somebody went to the lab to get a test.
Yeah.
And Ben gives that lab a fix card, there's nothing there to fix. You just lose that action.
Right. Okay.
So he gave a
sabotage
card to Felix's room, which didn't allow Felix to
fix anything.
Basically, he broke it a little bit more. So that brought his suspicion up real quick. It's like, why would you do that?
Right.
And then, of course, he was going through the deck. Normally, it's kind of that push your luck when you're going. The commander for that round is going to be the person who deals out the cards, whether you got to fix that or you're going to do that action.
Right.
It all depends on the cards he hands you to. And you don't want to push your luck too far because you could get more sabotage and breaking things even more.
Right.
So, but yeah, he stopped him from fixing it when he had just played a do card. You would think. I know they're not called do. I don't remember exactly the name of the card, but it's one of the action cards. But for him to just say, here, have a sabotage card, was like, what? But then, of course, after he proved, he was the first tested and the only one tested. Because Doug from Coopla Nerds, his main thing was he was a doctor. He should go there and get tests. Every round, he should go get tests.
Yeah.
Well, he was with me. I was
You had the one with the dogs, right?
I can't remember the guy, what his name was.
His name was Clark.
Clark. His power was that I could go into rooms with dogs and the dogs didn't affect me. I didn't have to draw from the bag. They could not affect me.
Okay. You were a handler and they trusted you.
So Doug's doctor, he was the one that would more go to and get the test, but he was helping me try and keep the furnace going, the electrical panel going and everything. And he figured somebody else can go get a test.
Okay.
And that's the way we've seen it. But they started saying, why isn't he getting tests? Why isn't he getting tests? And I'm like, the same thing could go to you guys. Why aren't you getting tests? We're down here trying to keep the heat on and the electrical on.
Right.
Because nobody else is going there. And that's when they said, well, you guys are going in the rooms an awful lot. And he's not going after tests. And you're not. I was like, there's nothing I'm supposed to do other than go into rooms where there's dogs. And you always start raising my suspicion because I'm going into rooms with everybody else. And when I go in a room with somebody else, it's usually because there's a dog. So that way you guys don't get infected and we can put the dog in the kennel. So I was using my power the way it should have been, but I was suspicious because I was going to the room with other people. So, but like I said, when you get back to that conference room, everybody's doing their accusations. Accusations. I'm saying acquisitions. Yeah, you're doing your acquisitions. Your accusations and trying to get other people to go vote your side.
Vote with you, yeah.
And Felix was people was following him a lot. And same with Ben.
He was very matter of fact.
Yes.
And he persuaded and he sold his
Although
case very
Katie,
well.
not you,
Not
the
me,
other Katie.
Yes.
I got her to start seeing my side a lot because I was like,
Good.
Felix blames everybody. If you notice when we start this conversation, Felix arms himself with people to get them on his side, and then he starts accusing other people that's not on his side.
Right.
And then they all was like going, well, I think we all should say that whatever Doug's character's name was.
Doug was, where's Doug on here? Dr. Blair.
Yeah. I think we should raise suspicion on Dr. Blair. So everybody vote Dr. Blair. Well, I've been in rooms constantly with Doug. I know he's not the thing, or he's playing it awfully good.
Right.
Because he's not showing me the token that he's had plenty of times to infect me.
Right.
So I was like, it's not Dr. Blair, and he knows it's not me.
Right.
So when it came down to vote, me and Doug's the only one that didn't. Well, Doug can't vote for himself.
Right.
I didn't vote for Dr. Blair. And actually, Dr. Blair voted for Windows, I believe.
Okay. For Felix. Okay.
Yeah, to Felix.
Windows.
So suddenly, the two of them, they're both infected. And that was the way it was the rest of the game. And at some point, I was like, look, get a test. Test me. Nobody would go get a test. And then Doug went and got a test. He gets to draw 2 tests and keep them both.
Right.
But if they're bad tests, they're not going to be worth anything.
Right.
He gets to draw 2, keep 1. So he put to draw 3, keep 1. So he put 2 back in the bag, and then he kept 1. And then when it came time to test, he goes, I'm not testing anybody. That raised suspicion on him because he wouldn't test anybody with it.
Oh,
and I'm over here going, test me to everybody else. It was like, you won't test anybody, so you got to be it. Well, at the end of the game, they found out. Well, I'll leave that alone for a second until we talk about the end of the game.
Oh my gosh.
So it was like whatever me and Doug did raised the most suspicion, but I was kind of getting my case out there to Katie. She seemed to be the only one I was breaking through with.
Okay.
Until close to the end, then Ben goes, you know what? He does accuse a lot of people. He does kind of team himself up with people.
No, not Ben. Ben was the one who was accusing everybody, right?
No, at the end of the game, that's why I said Ben did finally come around. Start coming around to my side there at the end when he's like going, and I made the whole thing. I said, look, you all think I am? Get a test and test me. I don't care. Do it. And there's like, well, Doc had tested. He won't test us. He won't test you. So you two are it and everything. I was like, good. I looked at everybody. I looked at Katie because I knew I had Katie kind of seeing my side a little bit. I was like, look, if you've watched every round, the first part of the game, we kind of been quiet, listening to what was going on and everything. But this man here has suspected almost every player in this game. None of you have not seen him say, oh, I think it's him, except for Katie. Katie's the only one he didn't suspect at first.
Oh.
And he sat there and thought about it. It's like, look at him. He teams himself up where he thinks he can get the votes. And Ben's like, you might have something right now there. But I was like, great. And he goes, you two are the most suspicious ones out there. I was like, so be it. This round, go get some tests.
Sure.
Nobody went there. And when it was mine and Doug's turn, we went to go get tests.
Yeah.
So at the end of the round, this was the last round of the game. I finally went and got tests because I didn't know at that point because the chopper was there.
Yeah.
The commander at that point again was Ben because it changes depending on.
Sure.
There was a thing that changed it around. I never even did something like that to get that. I never wanted to be commander or leader or whatever it was. So Ben had the choice of to get on the chopper or not. I had the test. He knew I was going to test. Felix knew I was going to test.
Mm-hmm.
Felix looks at Ben and goes, should we get on the chopper now, or should we do the test? He goes, he was like, I think we actually should just get on the chopper because we know who it is. So Ben goes, I'm going to get on the chopper. So it was up to him who he got on the chopper next. He brought Felix on.
Of course.
He's like, and now those two get to decide who they're going to bring on. And I'm sitting there like going, well, the humans lose because.
Yep. And they did.
I looked at that and was like, because we're not getting on. And the next one, Katie got on.
Yep.
And then Raul. What was the cook's name?
You mean Emmanuel?
The character, Emmanuel. What was?
Nulls.
Nulls. That's it. Nulls. They let Nulls on. Then they let the Mary.
Mary was Bennings.
Bennings. They let Bennings on. I was like, well, too bad the humans lose.
At
and
some
the
point,
thing.
McCready got on there.
And McCready got on there. Oh, yeah. McCready might have been like second or third.
Okay.
I said, the aliens on the ship, y'all lose. The thing wins. Like, oh, no. And at the end, you got to show what they are. We all turn it over. And Mary, little quiet Mary over here who didn't make a fuss about anything and just kind of went along with the voting, wins the game. She didn't infect anybody.
Nope. She stayed by herself
all the time. She stayed by herself and got her butt on that chopper, which meant now she has been opened up to the world.
Yep.
And now the world is her oyster to infect everybody in the world and take over the planet.
Yep.
Because they couldn't listen to the dog guy or the doctor. And they didn't want to test him. And the bad thing is they would have known it that round because me and Doug were both going to test ourselves because both of us had tests.
Then they'd have been confused as to who to keep off the chopper if it wasn't the
exactly.
two of you.
One more round, we could have found it.
Yep.
There was a good possibility we could have found it, but nope. They swore up and down that it was me and the doc. We were infected. They can't go. We're off. We're going to win. No, you're not. So, yeah. This game, I've been wanting to play this for a very, very long time. Ever since I heard about it. I think it was like maybe the second Dice Tower retreat we went to, they were playing it. I was like, ooh, that looks cool. I really want to play this game.
It did look like a lot of fun.
It was a blast. Even though you don't like that type of game, I think you would really like it just for the discussions that went on in this game. Maybe. It is hilarious the way it goes on.
Like I told Chad, I said, I have zero poker face when it comes to that. If I had been the thing, I would not have been able to hide it.
Yeah. I think that's why Mary hardly said a word.
She
didn't really say it. She just stuck to her specialty.
Yep.
She went to go get the weather every time she could. I think one time she tried to fix the bear cat or snow cat.
Yeah.
And they're like, what are you doing? It's like, well, we need to fix that too, don't we? I go, we're going to run out of oil. She goes, well, sorry, I already tried fixing it. So.
Well, no, I almost walked through at one point and goes, you know, he's the Cylon, right? He can't be the thing and the Cylon at the same time. Or maybe that does mean he's the thing. I don't know. But yeah, I almost walked through and called you a Cylon. I said that at the beginning of the game.
I was like, just so you know, I'm not the Cylon. They all looked at me weird because none of them played. Had
ever played
that game with us.
Oh my gosh!
But so I know we've talked about though. But if you've don't remember, we've played that game twice now.
Yes, and
both times because then halfway through the game in Battlestar you get a new alignment. And both games, the second half of the game, I became Cylon.
Yep.
And won the game for him. Won the game for the Cylons.
Yes.
Because of something that I did.
Yes.
Anyway, but yes, this game, I don't need to buy it because it would not get off the shelf.
No, but it was you know somebody who will play it anytime you want.
Yes,
and you could get a game of it in at every year's retreat because he brings it.
Yes, yeah.
So it'd be very easy to get another one in.
Yeah, and and I told him anytime he wants to do another night of the thing and needs someplace to do it at, let me know. We'll hold it here.
Yeah, I don't mind.
And he liked it here because we have a possibility of putting out multiple tables around the house. Yeah. And they're spread out enough where the games aren't on top of each other and making noise to each other. So
yeah, we have this. There's something to be said for having an older house with a lot of rooms that are split up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, since I've rambled probably a good 45 minutes, I think.
Yeah, you have.
That was the thing. The board game. Now we're going to go dive into our not a deep look, our first look.
Okay, so our first look, we're going to make some cheese, if you got that reference. All right, so yesterday, day before last, something like that. We got our latest Kickstarter delivery in.
Oh, it was the day before, yes. Yesterday we played it.
Thursday we got the Kickstarter in. Yesterday we played it. Today we're recording it. So we got in the Kickstarter for Formaggio. With it, we got Fromage. Thank you. Gosh, I had to stop and think about that.
We've played Fromage, but we didn't own it.
Right. We had played Fromage,
now we own both.
A year ago, and enjoyed it enough that when Formaggio came out, we went ahead and got Fromage with it. So we're going to kind of do a first look mostly at Formaggio, but we're going to compare them a little bit. So basis of the games. And these two games, the overall basis are almost identical. First of all, let's just start with Fromage. Fromage came out in 2024, published by Road to Infamy Games, designed by Matthew O'Malley and Ben Rossett, art by Pavel Zobeka.
Pavel.
How would you pronounce that last name?
Zovba.
Okay, sure.
ZHO would be Zo.
Okay. And, Formaggio, almost identical. Came out this year, though, 2025. Ben Rossett, Pavel Zovba, Road to Infamy Games. Both games play 1 to 4 players in 30 to 45 minutes, ages 14 and up. There we go. All right. So, basis of this game. Both boards. Now, they can be mixed together. You can use different aspects of each game to change up your gameplay a little bit if you wish. So the basis of this game is each board is split into 4 segments, 4 different slices of cheese or pie pieces, however you want to look at it. But we're talking cheese. So in the center of the board is a resource area that up to 3 people can place their workers on. This is a worker placement game where you are placing your workers and potentially cheese down into each of the different segments of the board. This is one of those games where you are interacting with the section of the board in front of you and only that section during your turn.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end of the turn, when everybody's done doing whatever they can do, the board rotates clockwise. And now you've got a new section in front of you. We've seen this before. We saw it with Age of Rome.
Yes.
I think that was the first time
we've seen it. Was
and
then
Formaggio Fromage and now Formaggio.
Yeah.
It's basically like 4 little mini games inside of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Each section scores completely differently. One section is area control. In Fromage, well, it's kind of area control in both, actually. Yeah, they are just a difference in how you do it. So one section is area control. Another is making sets. Another is, oh my God. Well, you score more if you make sets on the tables.
Yes.
Another one is spreading yourself out on the shelves. You get points based on how many different shelves you manage to get onto out of the 6 that are there.
Yeah.
And then the last one is more of a adjacency thing. Yeah. You get points for the more pieces you have adjacent at the end of the game.
Yeah.
So in both games, you have 3 workers. You have a soft cheese worker, which is white. You have a hard cheese worker, which is yellow. And then you have a blue cheese worker, which is blue. Each of those workers can only interact with certain spaces on the board. The board is made up, each of these sections, and both game come with inserts you can put in to change up the sections on the board so that each section, the colors all change of where cheeses need to be placed. So those 3 colors are on those inserts as to what cheese needs to be on this particular plate or what cheese needs to be on this particular shelf. Is it a hard cheese? Is it a soft cheese? Is it a blue cheese?
Mm-hmm.
And if it requires a blue cheese, only your blue cheese worker can go there.
If you don't have them, too bad.
If he is locked up somewhere, out of luck. You lock up your workers based on the strength of the action you're taking. On the board, each of the cheese slices, and it's full-on cheese slices all over the place, including the resource area. Each of those are facing a different direction. The ones are always going to be pointing to the right.
Yes.
The 2s are pointing away from you, and the 3s are pointing to the left, meaning you get it back in 1 turn, 2 turns, or 3 turns. When the board rotates, you get back any workers that are on the board that are now facing you. You get those back and you can use them again. But if you had chosen an action that the cheese piece was facing left, you don't get that worker back for 3 more turns. And if that happened to be the blue cheese worker you need now, hopefully the soft cheese or the hard cheese will do it for you, because you're not getting that blue cheese worker back for 3 more turns. The only difference in this setup with Formaggio is that now there's a 4th option, and that is ones that are pointing at you to begin with, and that takes 4 whole turns. The platinum ones take 4 turns to get back to you. And I didn't go over that. The lengths are also determined by color. The bronze are the 1 turn, the silver are 2 turn, the gold are 3 turn, and then the platinum are 4 turns.
Yeah.
And that is the color of the shelf, or the color of the plate, the color of the whatever, the building and the area
there's a
control.
festival, so would those be like floats or something?
Yeah, maybe. So it's all different things, but the basis is the direction that the cheese is turned is how long it's going to take to get your worker back.
Yeah.
Throughout all of this, you are gathering various resources of livestock, berries, or buildings, or cards.
Yeah.
The cards are orders that you can fill, and they are just basically a point at the end of the game, unless you get something that gives you extra points for them. The livestock can be used to give you basically free cheese out somewhere on the board. You take 3 livestock, you put it in a specific barn, and it may say, great, you can put a hard cheese on a silver plate somewhere.
Yeah.
Done. You don't have to take an action for it. You don't have to use a worker for it. You just do it. But you got to spend those 3 cows to do it, those 3 livestock to do it. And you can only do each one of them. I think there's 4 options on there, 2, 3, 4, and 5 livestock. And you can only do each one of them once. You can't ever just throw the livestock away and do it again. Then there is the berries. The berries you gather onto 1 plate. And then as you are putting cheese out onto the board, some of them have either little jars of jam or little fruit symbols on it. If you go to one of those places, depending on what it is, you move that berry over to that specific plate, either to the jam area or to the berry plate. And then at the end of the game, you're going to multiply those 2 plates together. I have 3 berries. I have 4 jams. Great. I get 12 points for this. Done. And then I talked about the cards. Buildings, there is a row of different things up at the top. There's stables and barns and whatever. They're all named different things at the top of your board. The advanced mode in both games do give you the option of basically drafting new buildings for various powers.
Yes.
And each of these give you different powers. So like one of them may say the barn, if you put a worker there, you get a livestock. And he comes back to you the next round. And it varies. Yeah, each of them vary.
Yes.
All the boards are different. And then, like I said, there's the advanced mode with all the different tiles you can draft to cover the ones that come on the boards. Like the loading docks, it just means that anytime you place a cheese in the villas area, which is one of the 4 pieces of the board, you get a card. You just draw a card. So there's all different things here, including one that is end of game. That gives you extra points for something at the end of the game if you manage to complete that area. To complete each of these areas, you have to put in so many buildings.
Right.
Anywhere from 1 to 5 to complete that area. So it's hard to get them all unlocked. You got to kind of pick and choose. Some of them are ongoing. Some of them are end of game. I think that's about everything. Now, at the end of the game, you're getting points based on the number of cards you have. You're gaining points based on your berries and your jam. You're gaining points based on the end of game barn, the buildings. If you got it fulfilled, that one's the one that takes 5 though, so it's kind of hard to do sometimes.
And then each mini game scores.
Each of the 4 sections of the board score differently as well. So it's like I said, it's like 4 little mini games inside of one, and both of them play the same. We were actually very surprised at just how similar they were. Now, each one of the 4 segments in each game did do something different. None of the segments repeat themselves. So like in Formaggio, instead of an area control where you whoever has the most in one area gets the point for it, Now you want to be spread out. You want to be in as many areas as possible.
Yes.
There's the canal one where every time you put a cheese down, you get a good gondola, and you place the gondola out at the end of the game. You score based on the gondolas that are around your pieces of cheese.
Yep.
There's the shelves where
this isn't quite like this. It's the shelves like the other one, but not quite.
But not quite. So this one is, oh my gosh,
they're scoring columns
and rows,
and depending like the rows, if you have two or more in that row, you score a certain point depending on the color.
Right. Right, because each row is, again, your bronze, your silver, your gold, and then your platinum up top.
Yes.
And then there is the tables, but the tables was the interesting one. This is the one I thought was very unique. There are extra tokens that go out. Some are wine bottles. Some are extra resources. Like I picked up one that gave me a berry. I picked up one that gave me a building. And then on the edge of each one of them is like a half of a wine bottle or a half of a wild resource. And as you put your cheese down and your worker down, you take whatever token is associated with that spot on the table.
Yeah.
And then that token has to be put in front of your player board. But
to
once you have
right.
one, you have to go left or right. You can't put it in between two other tokens. You have to choose one. If you manage to create an entire symbol of like a wild resource, then you got a wild resource. If you created an entire symbol of a type of wine, then at the end of the game, that wine counted for multiplying along with the wine that was on the bottle. That was the question I had.
Is it the same color bottle? Does it have to be the same color bottle?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought.
It had to be red and red or white.
So I think
I
actually scored one or two more points in that game that I shouldn't have.
Oh. You had one that was split?
Yes.
Oh, oops. Oh, well. I still won by
you still beat
a lot.
Me. You
Not
beat me
a
by
lot,
like almost 10.
Yeah. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I can see the goal, or I can see the reason to want to maybe to combine them, especially after you've played both games a while. Because even though the colors may change out, the themes are still the same. What you're doing is still the same, even with the different inserts. Now, mind you, in a 2 or 3 player game, the inserts block off certain things. So you won't have access to all of the spots. It keeps it a little tighter, which is fine. In a 4-player game, then I'm sure there are 4-player inserts. I didn't look, but to just change up the colors, but you don't block anything.
Yeah, I think there is.
There'd have to be just to change up the color.
Yeah, because one of them is 1 and 2, and then there's a 3, and then I think there's a 4.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. But like I said, this is all puzzle pieces. It's not a solid board. So you could easily swap them out.
Yeah.
And combine. And they even gave you suggestions on what to combine to make it still a challenging game.
Right. Now, did you cover that this was, because I was looking some other stuff up, that this is actually a standalone expansion for Formaggio?
I did not say that, no. So it is a standalone game, but it can be
used as an expansion.
Combined and used as an expansion. The 4-player colors in both games are completely different. You still have the same color cheeses. You still have your white, your yellow, and your blue. But the actual player colors are completely different. So you could just grab your favorite color, whichever one you want.
Yeah. It gives 4 more colors to the game.
Yes.
And you can intermix the boards, which intermixes the cards and all that. We have not played it mixed yet.
No, because we played them each individually last night.
Yeah.
But that was it.
We have not mixed it yet, or have we played with any of the advanced cards and everything?
No, but I kind of want to play with some of the advanced and draft
mixing
those
it
now.
all up.
Yeah. Well, not necessarily mixing them all up, because I don't feel like I've played either game enough to mix them up yet.
No, I meant the building cards.
The building cards, yes, absolutely. Mix those up and draft them like they suggest for the advanced game.
So here's the question a lot of people will get now. Now that they know it can be an expansion. If it was not an expansion, if they are actually 2 standalone games, do you need both?
If you're not going to combine your games, if you're not going to use it in the way they intended it, no, I don't think you need both. I really don't. They play identical.
Well, yeah, you're putting your cheese out and you're doing things.
The
areas do not play the same.
No, the areas play totally different.
Yes.
But
the gameplay itself
is identical.
Yeah, if you know one game, you know the other one.
Yes.
You just have to learn what
the
does
specific
this
area does.
What
yes.
is new to this area.
The resources are all exactly the same. Yes, the wooden we have the limited edition game with the wooden tokens because Kickstarter. But I mean, they're all basically the same. It's fruit, it's livestock, it's cards, it's buildings. Yes, the buildings are different in the two different games.
Yeah,
but they're still the same.
Mm-hmm.
If I had a way of combining all of this into one box, I probably would. But they won't fit all in one box.
Yeah, I think it took me a game though, because I think the last time we played Formaggio, we kind of did something wrong. I think it was a couple turns in that we noticed it. But on the one on the rewards on the barn, but also on the cards when you're fulfilling them, the pie piece has to be in the direction it's pointing
showing,
with the same backing. It's not like, oh, look, this is a gold one. Yes, it's a gold one, but it's turning left, but it's a white cheese.
Yes.
So you need to have that in an area that has a gold backing with a white cheese in it,
pointing
left.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I
said,
I think in the first one, we did a few of those cheese orders and did not notice that.
We missed the direction of the cheese slice.
And it's something easily to overlook.
Yes, absolutely.
It's easily overlooked. So if you don't notice it right away, the one thing I did not like,
okay,
and it happened to us in both games.
What's that?
Is that I finally would get a plan together. I was like, oh, look, okay, I have the cows I need. I'm going to go to that barn, and now I can put this cheese there. Oh, I've only got one cheese left. I can either do that one or this one. I mean, which one's it going to do?
Yeah.
Will it take care of an order?
It always came down to the very end.
Yeah, it was always the end when we realized, oh, look, I'm finally in that area. I can do this now.
And I only have one cheese left. And the game ends as soon as one player's out of cheese.
It is one of those games like, oh, that ended way too fast. And most really good games do that.
It is literally a 30 to 45 minute game. That time is not exaggerated. Overall, I really like them.
Yeah.
I do. I enjoy the play of it.
The artwork is the same.
Yes. Artwork is
the one thing I think, other than the areas are different of what you do in them, they're still kind of the same what they're doing, though, because it's sets and it's in the area control and different, and the shelves and stuff. They're kind of the same. The only thing really, really different is like the festivals and the canals.
Right.
Those are a lot different, but it's still kind of an adjacency thing.
Yes.
If you look at it. Because the festival is an adjacency. The canals is because you're scoring points to however many, what do you call those
gondolas.
things now? Gondolas. How many gondolas you have adjacent to that piece of cheese.
Right. And so therefore it incentivizes you to keep your cheese together so that you can score those gondolas more.
So and that's the strategy of the game, making sure you get the right cheese and at the right time in the right area to keep your stuff together to score you the most points. But so all four areas are a lot alike.
Yes.
The powers on Formaggio, one of the cards says you get this during this season. And we were like going, what are they talking about? And it took us a minute, but the center card where your resources are at are all marked. Summer, spring, fall, and winter.
Yes.
And you notice I did that backwards a little bit.
You did.
Because I said summer, spring. Okay, we're scrambling them up and everything. And if you live in Indiana, it's kind of like that anyway.
Right. Well, I'm sure a lot of states can probably
actually
say
that. It goes summer, winter, summer, winter, summer, winter. We don't really get spring and fall.
No.
Spring's for a week, fall's for a week. Anyway, though, but they were marked that, so that was kind of cool. When you had that barn built, you got whatever season you were for, you got that resource.
Yes.
Which was kind of cool. Mine, I think, was a building. I got a building every time it was fall.
I got a berry.
No, I got a cow.
Yeah,
I got a cow or a livestock every time it was fall because I had the leaf.
Yes.
You had
I had the summer.
The summer. And
I want to say I got a berry every time summer
I think
hit.
you did. Something like that.
Yeah,
because both games, you play the berry game well. I'm lucky if I get 2 or 3 of them in there. Because the Formaggio, I had a score of 2.
Yeah.
Because I had 2 berries and 1 jam.
Yeah.
And then what is it called game? Formaggio?
Formaggio.
I had 1 because I had 1 jam, 1 berry. But I still had fruit still in my basket. I just never got to a spot
that you could move
to take care of them. So that's kind of, you got to plan that. So there is a lot going on this, a lot more to
There's
this
a lot
game
to pay attention to.
Yes.
Yes, there's a lot. I don't think it's a complicated game.
No.
Once you understand what each of the 4 sections do, it's actually a very simple game.
Yeah.
But there's a lot to pay attention to.
Yeah, because you even got to pay attention to what is coming next and what do I need in that area. Because if I use this cheese now, I'm not going to get it for a couple. Oh wait, I really need it over there.
Yes.
Can I do something else in this area? Well,
now,
I know I can at least get resources. What else can I do? Can I claim a cheese? Well, maybe I'll just get this one. It's close to where I need, and I'll get it back the next round.
Right. But at least it gets a cheese out there. Because you can only put 1 piece of cheese in per game unless you're using the livestock option.
Right.
Or not per game, I'm sorry, per turn.
Yeah.
And you can only claim resources once per turn.
Yes.
Period. So you can put out at most 2 workers per turn if you have them.
Yep.
So
like I said, I went in this game like going, this is 4 little games going on. And, oh, whoop-de-doo. But there's a lot of strategy, a lot to plan out. You got to look at, you just can't willy-nilly. It's like, I'm going to take that cheese. Cool. Then you get around and suddenly that 3rd turn, you have no workers coming back.
Yep.
And especially in Formaggio, if you take a platinum one, you're not getting it back until it comes all the way back around you.
Yeah.
You're 4 turns without, you're going to be playing handicapped because you're going to get only 1 or maybe 2, and sometimes maybe none.
Yeah.
Just depends on how you do it. So
I never got stuck this time around, but the first time we played this, I think at least twice during the game I got stuck with no workers.
I almost in Formaggio, I almost played it first round, take a platinum. The second one, take the platinum. The third one, take the platinum. And I was like, I only have 3 workers. I can't do it 4 times, so I won't be getting 1 back every round. I would go every 3rd round. I would not have a worker.
Yep.
So I was like, let's rethink that. Because if you notice, the very first thing I did was claim a platinum in the shells.
You did.
And then touch him again after the rest of the game because I probably needed to rethink that. Although it got me some points. Yeah. It got me some points for having that. But
yeah, it did.
It didn't get me enough points because I lost by 10.
Yep. No, I think I took a couple of platinums because you did. They tied your worker up for a while. You better make sure you don't need that guy anymore.
Yep.
For a while because, I tied him up for quite a bit.
Okay, so would you recommend both of them? Or if you had to recommend one, which one would you recommend?
I honestly don't know that makes a difference. I mean, I enjoyed Formaggio. I liked the whole wine aspect added to it. I did like that. I liked the way the gondolas snaked through everything. I thought that was pretty neat. Maybe because it's just newer. I've played Fromage a couple of times because we played it that one time with
You've
Bruce
played it
and
3,
Brandon.
I've played it twice.
Right. And then I got to play of it in one very late night, ladies' night one time. That was the last game of the night. It was a midnight 1 a.m. game.
Yeah.
But I honestly don't think it matters which one you play. That being said, it is very light. So if you're not inclined toward lighter games, definitely play it first. But if you like those lightweight games, this is a good one. Mm-hmm. It really is. It's still very thinky and very crunchy, but yet super easy and very light.
Yep. I think I'm thinking the same thing, but then again, if I had to choose one, if there was no way around it, I had to choose one, I think I'd go with Formaggio.
I
think I just felt like there's a little bit more going on in it.
Yes.
It felt like there's a lot more going on.
I felt like it was a little more defined.
Yeah.
I really liked that whole wine thing. I liked those tiles. I liked getting that little bonus.
Because I think in Fromage, you could obviously see what's going on.
Yeah.
I think in Formaggio, there's some areas like going, wait, what are they doing? Oh, I can't let them do that. And I don't have the cheese to go there. But I could go over here and kind of block them a little bit. But yeah, I just felt there was a little more
thought.
Thinky, a little more thought in Formaggio than Fromage.
I'll agree there. It was a good one. They're both good ones. So anyway, that was our first look at Fromage/Formaggio. Let us know if you back this, what you think of them. Yeah, you guys know the drill.
I hope by now they do. So this is going to end it for episode 99. If you like this episode or any of our content and haven't subscribed to the podcast, please do so by going to iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. And while you're there, give us a rating and comment. This is how others can find the show. But in the meantime, if you want to follow us on social media just to keep up and see what we're doing, just follow the links in the show notes. There you'll find links to Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, YouTube, Threads, Discord, Blue Sky, and our merch shop. Or you can contact us directly at meeplesociety@mail.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you at the next one.